come in behind the first serve, he was looking at an easy volley.
Certainly keep the pressure on Courier anyway. 3-2 Sampras. Back on serve. Just a dumb play again from Pete Sampras. You cannot play that kind of tennis with Courier. You're playing right into his strength here. He's staying back.
He's playing right into his hands at the moment. That's too high. That then Courier goes down the line. Sampras looking for it cross court. A drop shot from back there, much too high in the air. And I think it's at the moment Sampras is lost as to how to play against his friend there. Normally he's beaten him so many times by being aggressive, taking it to Courier. In the last 4 or 5 games, he's become pretty tentative, and he's allowed Courier to dictate the tempo of the match from the baseline. This match at the moment is being played under Jim Courier's conditions, not Pete Sampras.
That's exactly right. I mean, Jim Courier is like the Rock of Gibraltar at the back of the court. If you stay back with him, you are going to come second in a hurry. 3-3. Talk about the momentum. 3-zip in the tiebreaker here, including 2 breaks.
And that was also Pete Sampras has not won a point since Courier had that confrontation with the lines person or with Dana LeConto for that code violation, unsportsmanlike conduct. Sampras has yet to win a point since then.
Anyway, they're on serve now. 3-4. Got away with it.
Did he ever? That's the book on this court, though, Cliff, is if you can get a good drop shot, the ball stays very low. That one did. It was a much better drop shot than the one he played a couple of points ago. So the ball stays very low, and it's a tough one for Courier off that two-hander with the grip that he has on the two-hander to get underneath it and come over the top with topspin.
See, Fred, I thought he was going to be able to make that shot because he's got the, I mean, it's not that easy a shot, but he's got it. Anyway, 5-4 Sampras.
On the line, that serve.
He goes for more on the second serve now than he used to, Courier, and I think the reality of his story is that he's got to. You cannot play a defensive second serve and hope for the best, especially on a surface like this. You can do it on clay at Roland Garros, but not here, and he knows that. 5-5.
He's going to go for a big second serve again.
Sampras was thinking about attacking the second serve. You know he wanted to, but he mishit the return, so he had to stay back. Courier stayed in control, and it's set point for Courier.
Courier, no problem with this overhead from half court. He didn't have to really stretch for it.
talking about this being a replay of Indianapolis. It's also a replay of last year's championship match here in Frankfurt. So would you believe it, Jim Courier down 2 break points, and the tiebreaker 3-zip comes back and wins it 1-0. We're in Frankfurt, Germany, which was the birthplace of Johann Wolfgang Goethe, who was Germany's most famous poet. Kind of the Shakespeare of Germany, really. These two played against each other, as I said, in the final last year. Best of 5 sets. That was won by Pete Sampras, but Courier won the first set 6-3.
Well, Courier survived 2 set points when Sampras led 5-4. Courier was down 15-40 on serve. Got out of that. And my thoughts on the first set after a 3-love lead in that tiebreaker. Pete Sampras played a drop volley, which was a terrible shot. Then he played a drop shot, which allowed Courier plenty of time to execute. And Courier is the man that, as far as concentration is concerned, I think has a little bit of an edge over Pete Sampras. I think Sampras still wanders a little more during matches than does Courier. Sampras don't like that call.
You get no argument from me on that score. Sampras has improved a lot, of course. He's a lot more confident a player because he's got so much talent. But he did let his mind wander in that first set. Played a couple of very dumb points. 30-15.
Now, this is not best of 5 sets. This is best of 3 sets here. So Courier now, but 2 things going for him. He's relaxed because he now knows he's the #1 player in the world at the end of the year. And he can start to tee off on a few returns if he so desires here. But his tactics at the moment to keep Sampras at the baseline have certainly paid off.
See, I think but I think at this stage, maybe I'd agree with you, but I don't think he was not playing relaxed in the first set as you watched this replay.
No, I said he can now afford to play relaxed. That's a good return there from Sampras, just trying to get it down, making Courier play the half volley.
30 all. And now game point for Courier, but I just want to make the point that in the first set, Courier, to me, was very uptight. He argued a couple of calls that clearly he had no business to argue about.
This is when Courier's at his best, when he hits a good first serve, and then he attacks the second shot, doesn't try and serve and volley. And on that occasion, he knew that Sampras was way out of court. He just had to pop the volley over the net, didn't have to do a lot with it.
Game point. Courier has the first game of the second set and has won the first set in this semi-final.
Sampras played a couple of bad shots at the wrong time after a confrontation that Courier had with Dana Leconto over a sportsmanlike conduct warning, code of conduct violation.
Second game, second set. Courier leads 1 set to love and 1 game to love. Sampras serving.